Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Nishit Kumar with the evening news. The headlines. Farmers being connected with solar sector to make Annadatas as Urjadatas, says Prime Minister. Unveils several projects of power and urban sector in Kerala. Prime Minister says national education policy is a major step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. India successfully conducts joint user trials of indigenously developed Helena and Dhruvastra anti-tank guided missiles. India and China to hold 10th round of Corps Commander level talks tomorrow on Chinese side of line of actual control in Moldo. Security forces eliminate 3 terrorists in an encounter in Jammu and Kashmir. India crosses landmark milestone of over 1 crore vaccine doses administered against COVID-19. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan appeals to all healthcare and frontline workers to take COVID-19 vaccine. Intensified mission Indradhanush 3.0 launched to expand immunization coverage across the country. Go Electric campaign launched to ensure energy security in the country. And in Australian Open tennis, Daniil Medvedev beats Stefanos Tsitsipas to set up men's singles title clash with Novak Djokovic. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated and laid the foundation stone of key projects of power and urban sector in Kerala this evening through video conferencing. The Prime Minister dedicated to the nation the Pugalur-Thrissur power transmission project. The project that was completed at a cost of 5,070 crore rupees will enable Thrissur district to be the major power hub of Kerala. This will be pivotal in meeting the rising energy demands of the state. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said these projects will be major milestones in Kerala's growth trajectory.
The development works starting today are spread across the state. They cover a wide range of sectors. They will power and empower this beautiful state whose people are making rich contributions to India's progress. The 2,000 megawatt state-of-the-art Pugalur-Thrissur high voltage direct current system is being inaugurated today. This is the first Hvdc interconnection of Kerala with national grid. This system will facilitate transfer of large quantum of power to meet the growing power demand of the state.
The Prime Minister also dedicated to the nation the 50-megawatt Kasaragod solar power project developed under the National Solar Energy Mission. The Prime Minister opined the projects will play a crucial role in meeting the nation's green energy targets.
There is one another aspect which makes me happy about this project. The Hvdc equipment used in project have been made in India. This makes our Atmanirbhar Bharat movement stronger. Friends, we are not just dedicating a transmission project. We have a project of producing electricity also. It is a pleasure to dedicate yet another clean energy asset of 50 megawatt capacity, the Kasaragod solar project. This will be a step in achieving the green and clean energy dream of our country.
Mr. Modi said farmers are also being connected with the solar sector to make our Annadatas as Urjadatas.
India is devoting great importance to solar energy. Our gains in solar energy ensure a stronger fight against climate change, a boost to our entrepreneurs. Work is also underway to connect our hard-working farmers with the solar sector, make our Annadata also Urjadata. Under PM Kusum Yojana, over 20 lakh solar power pumps are being given to farmers. In the last 6 years, India's solar energy capacity is up 13 times.
The Prime Minister also laid the foundation stone for the Integrated Command and Control Centre at Thiruvananthapuram. The control centre, built at a cost of 94 crore rupees, will act as the control room integrating various departments in case of any contingency. In addition to this, the Prime Minister also laid the foundation stone of the Smart Roads project in Thiruvananthapuram. This project will transform the roads of the state capital to international standards. A water treatment plant at Aruvikara was also inaugurated by him that will boost the supply of drinking water in the capital city. An aggregate 30 lakh people will be beneficiaries of the project through uninterrupted per capita water availability. The Prime Minister said the central government has implemented numerous projects for the welfare of fishermen in the state.
India is investing in our blue economy. We value the efforts of our fishermen. Our efforts for fishermen community are based on more credits, increased technology, top quality infrastructure, supportive government policies. Fishermen now have access to Kisan credit cards. We are encouraging the use of latest technology that will help them navigate the waters. Work is underway to modernize boats they use.
The central budget has allotted a considerable share for the construction of a fishing harbour in Cochin. During the event, the Prime Minister annotated the lines from a poem of popular Malayalam poet Kumaranathan. The Prime Minister said the government aims to bring in development of all sections of society without any barriers of religion and caste. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan presided over the event. He expressed happiness that the projects could be completed in a time-bound manner. The event was attended by Governor Arif Muhammad Khan and various central ministers.
Earlier in the day, the Prime Minister addressed the Convocation ceremony of Vishwa Bharati University through video conferencing. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said the new education policy is a major step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat and it gives strength to research and innovation.
गुरुदेव ने विश्व भारती में जो व्यवस्थाएं विकसित की, जो पद्धतियां विकसित की, वो भारत की शिक्षा व्यवस्था को परतंत्रता की बेड़ियों से मुक्त करने, भारत को आधुनिक बनाने का एक माध्यम थी. अब आज भारत में जो नई राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति बनी है, वो भी पुरानी बेड़ियों को तोड़ने के साथ ही विद्यार्थियों को अपना सामर्थ्य दिखाने की पूरी आजादी देती. ये शिक्षा नीति आपको अलग अलग विषयों को पढ़ने की आजादी देती है.
Mr. Modi said Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore was proud of Bengal, but at the same time he was equally proud of India's diversity.
गुरुदेव टैगोर मानते थे विविधताएं रहेगी, विचारधाराएं रहेगी, इन सब के साथ ही हमें खुद को भी तलाशना होगा. वो बंगाल के लिए कहते थे बांग्लार माटी, बांग्लार जल, बांग्लार वायु, बांग्लार फूल, पुण्य हो, पुण्य हो, पुण्य हो, हे भगवान. लेकिन साथ ही वो भारत की विविधता की भी उतना ही गौरवगान बड़े भाव से करते थे.
Remembering Chhatrapati Shivaji on his birth anniversary today, the Prime Minister quoted a poem written by Rabindranath Tagore on Shivaji.
कौन दूर शताब्देर, कौन एक अख्यात दिवसे, नाही जानी आजी, नाही जानी आजी. मराठार कौन, शोयले एरंडेर, अंधकारे बसे. ओ राजा शिवाजी, क्या ये विचार आपको एक बिजली की रोशनी की तरह आया था? क्या ये विचार आया था कि छिन्न भिन्न इस देश की धरती को एक सूत्र में पिरोना है? क्या मुझे इसके लिए खुद को समर्पित करना है? इन पंक्तियों में छत्रपति वीर शिवाजी से प्रेरणा लेते हुए भारत की एकता, भारत को एक सूत्र में पिरोने का आह्वान था. देश की एकता को मजबूत करने वाली इन भावनाओं को हमें कभी भूलना नहीं है.
A total of 2,535 students received their degrees during the ceremony. Vishwa Bharati was founded by Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore in 1921. It is the oldest central university in the country. The Prime Minister is also the Chancellor of the university. The Prime Minister also addressed the valedictory function of India-Australia Circular Economy Hackathon through video conferencing in the morning. A circular economy is an economic system aimed at eliminating waste and the continual use of resources. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said recycling and reusing things, eliminating waste and improving resource efficiency must become part of our lifestyles. He pointed out that circular economy can be a key step in solving many of our challenges. He said the strong India-Australia partnership will play an important role in shaping the post-COVID world, and our youth, young innovators and startups will be at the forefront of this partnership.
Home Minister Amit Shah today released a book, Rashtra Pratham 82 Varshon Ki Swarnim Gatha, in New Delhi. The book chronicles the glorious history of the Central Reserve Police Force CRPF since its raising in 1939, and it has a detailed and thoroughly researched account of CRPF's journey, challenges, successes and sacrifices. Addressing the gathering, the Home Minister said CRPF Jawans have always remained at the forefront, be it in left-wing extremism-affected areas, borders or providing security ring to the Indian Parliament. The Home Minister said the government is working on a scheme that all CRPF Jawans should remain at least 100 days out of 365 days with their family members. India and China will hold the 10th round of Corps Commander level talks tomorrow on the Chinese side of the line of actual control in Moldo. The two sides are likely to discuss disengagement from other friction points after disengagement from both northern and southern banks of Pangong Lake. The disengagement process of troops of the Indian Army and China's People's Liberation Army from the line of actual control was reached after sustained negotiations at the military and diplomatic level. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh last week said India's strategy and approach during disengagement talks with China are based on guidance of Prime Minister Narendra Modi that India will not allow an inch of its territory to be taken by anyone. Ahead of the talks, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Hua Chunying told media in Beijing that the two sides are in communication. She said India is an important neighbour and restoring a healthy, stable relationship is the aspiration and in the interest of the people. However, she said the timing of the talks and the revelation about the Galwan casualty figure on Chinese side are not related. Our Beijing correspondent has filed this report.
For the first time, China admitted casualties on its side at the Galwan Valley clashes. The news came through the official media channels, which gave details about the 4 Chinese soldiers who died in the clashes. It took almost 8 months in revealing the Galwan casualty figures. Later in the day, it was followed by the Chinese Foreign Ministry briefing. The spokesperson said that this was in response to varying kinds of media reports and to better uphold peace and stability along the border. Yet at the same time, she said there was no relation between the timing of next round of talks at Corps Commander level and the revelation about Chinese casualties in Galwan Valley clashes. As the two sides engage into 10th round of military talks on the Chinese side in Moldo tomorrow, they would be looking ahead to make progress in the process of disengagement. Anshuman Mishra, AIR News, Beijing.
India today successfully carried out joint user trials of indigenously developed Army and Air Force versions of anti-tank guided missiles from desert ranges. Joint user trials for Helena, the Army version, and Dhruvastra, the Air Force version missile systems were carried out from Advanced Light Helicopter Platform. They have been designed and developed by Defence Research and Development Organization, DRDO. 5 missions were carried out for evaluating the missile capabilities in minimum and maximum range. The missiles were fired in hover and max forward flight against realistic static and moving targets. Some missions were carried out with warheads against derelict tanks. A mission was carried out against a moving target from a forward-flying helicopter. The Helena and Dhruvastra are third-generation lock-on before launch fire and forget anti-tank guided missiles that can engage targets both in direct hit mode as well as stop attack mode. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh congratulated DRDO, the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force for this achievement.
In Jammu and Kashmir, the security forces eliminated 3 terrorists in an encounter in the valley. 3 police personnel were also martyred in a terror-related incident. The Inspector General of Police, Kashmir Range, said the forces gunned down the terrorists belonging to Al-Badr outfit in the VRs in Shopian district today. 2 AK-47 rifles and 1 pistol have been recovered from their possession. The police said 1 police personnel was killed during another encounter in the Birwa area of Budgam district. 2 more policemen were killed in Bhagat Barzula area when the terrorists fired indiscriminately at the police personnel who were on duty at Bhagat Chowk. Search operation is going on. You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Farmers being connected with solar sector to make annadatas as Urjadatas, says Prime Minister, unveils several projects of power and urban sector in Kerala. Prime Minister says national education policy is a major step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. India successfully conducts joint user trials of indigenously developed Helena and Dhruvastra anti-tank guided missiles. India and China to hold 10th round of Corps Commander level talks tomorrow on Chinese side of the line of actual control in Moldo. Security forces eliminate 3 terrorists in an encounter in Jammu and Kashmir. India crosses landmark milestone of over 1 crore vaccine doses administered against COVID-19. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan appeals to all healthcare and frontline workers to take COVID-19 vaccine. Intensified mission Indradhanush 3.0 launched to expand immunization coverage across the country. Go Electric campaign launched to ensure energy security in the country. And in Australian Open tennis, Daniil Medvedev beats Stefanos Tsitsipas to set up men's singles title clash with Novak Djokovic. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Welcome back to the evening news. The country has crossed the landmark milestone in its fight against corona pandemic by administering over 1 crore vaccines against COVID-19 in a span of just over a month. The COVID-19 recovery rate in the country has also improved to 97.30%. A total of 6,58,674 beneficiaries were vaccinated today, which is the highest single-day vaccinations during the ongoing COVID-19 vaccination drive. Briefing media in New Delhi this evening, Joint Secretary in Health Ministry Dr. Mandeep Bhandari said 1,449,942 beneficiaries have been vaccinated till now. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan today reiterated that COVID-19 vaccines are safe. The minister appealed to all nurses, Anganwadi workers and all other healthcare and frontline workers to come forward to take the vaccine. Speaking in Delhi, Dr. Harshvardhan, rejecting the misinformation, rumours and negative messages about COVID-19 vaccination, asserted that there are some vested campaigns that are not founded on facts and urged people not to fall prey to these. He said factually incorrect information like infertility due to the vaccine, adverse effects if alcohol is consumed after vaccination have come up quite prominently as few misconceptions which need to be countered and nipped in the bud. He added that as more than 1 crore doses of vaccine against COVID-19 have been administered successfully and safely, it is a testimony in itself to the safety of the vaccines.
आज भारत में हमने 34 दिन में 1 करोड़ से ज्यादा डोजेज अपने हेल्थ वर्कर्स को और फ्रंटलाइन वर्कर्स को देने में सफलता प्राप्त की है। ये दुनिया की सेकेंड फास्टेस्ट कोविड वैक्सीनेशन है। इसके लिए देश में 2.11 लाख सेशंस ऑर्गेनाइज हुए। 65 लाख से ज्यादा हेल्थ वर्कर्स को फर्स्ट डोज दी गई। 6 लाख से ज्यादा हेल्थ वर्कर्स को सेकेंड डोज भी दी गई और 33 लाख से ज्यादा फ्रंटलाइन वर्कर्स को फर्स्ट डोज दी जा चुकी है।
Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Harshvardhan today launched Intensified Mission Indradhanush 3.0, IMI 3.0, to expand immunization coverage across the country. It will have 2 rounds starting from the 22nd of this month and the 22nd of March this year and will be conducted in pre-identified 250 districts and urban areas across 29 states and UTs in the country. Both rounds will be for 15 days each. A portal of IMI 3.0 has also been launched besides releasing the operational guidelines and the awareness material of the campaign. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Harshvardhan noted that IMI 3.0 will build on the gains of previous phases of the campaign and make lasting gains towards universal immunization.
देश में 3 करोड़ 76 लाख बच्चों को ढूंढ कर हम ये वैक्सीन उपलब्ध करा पाए। देश में 94 लाख से ज्यादा गर्भवती महिलाओं को हम ये जो टीका है ये उपलब्ध करा पाए। जो शुरुआती दौर में इसमें सफलता का पैरामीटर 6.7% के आसपास था, बाद में हमारे 5वें फेज तक आते आते 30% तक कई स्थानों पर 12% और एवरेज 18.5% तक आ गया।
Our correspondent reports that IMI 3.0 is aimed at reaching the unreached population with all the available vaccines under Universal Immunization Program and thereby accelerate the full immunization and complete immunization coverage of children and pregnant women.
The focus of the intensified mission in the Dhanush 3 will be the children and pregnant women who have missed their vaccine doses during the COVID-19 pandemic. They will be identified and vaccinated during the 2 rounds. Beneficiaries from migration areas and hard-to-reach areas will be targeted as they may have missed their vaccine doses during COVID-19. The present campaign will target achieving 90% full immunization coverage in all districts of the country and sustain the coverage through immunization system, strengthening and foster India's march towards the Sustainable Development Goals. Since its first phase, Mission Indradhanush has covered 690 districts and vaccinated 37.64 million children and 9.46 million pregnant women. With Divakar, Anupam Mishra, AR News, Delhi.
The central government today launched the Go Electric campaign to boost the adoption of electric mobility vehicles and electric cooking appliances to ensure energy security in the country. Launching the campaign, Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari said Go Electric is the future of India, which will promote cost-effective, environment-friendly and indigenous electric products. He said India would become the #1 manufacturer of electric vehicles in the next 5 years. Power and New and Renewable Energy Minister R.K. Singh urged the people to adopt electric products as it is more economical and environment-friendly. More from our correspondent.
The government is promoting the use of electric mobility vehicles and energy-efficient electric cooking appliances to reduce dependence on the imported fossil fuel and mitigate the impact of climate change. In this direction, Go Electric campaign can prove to be a game-changer initiative as it will lead towards adoption of products which operates on renewable energy. This campaign is aimed to provide necessary impetus to the adoption of environment-friendly electric mobility vehicles and electric cooking appliances to cut down the carbon emission and fulfilling the commitment made by the government in Paris Climate Change Agreement. This campaign will create awareness among people to shift from conventional vehicles to electric vehicles and conventional cooking methods to use of induction stoves. Bhupendra Singh, AIR News, Delhi.
Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar distributed agricultural machineries to the farmers during a ceremonial distribution program at Guwahati in Assam. Addressing the gathering, Mr. Tomar said that only self-reliant villages can help to fulfill Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. It said the centre has decided to make 10,000 farmer-producer organizations on which 6,850 crore rupees will be spent, which will be fruitful for the farmers of the country. Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Prakash Javadekar, inaugurated the Atal Paryavaran Bhavan at Lakshadweep. He said that Lakshadweep will undergo a comprehensive development without compromising its commitment to nature. He reached Kavarate in Lakshadweep this morning on a 4-day visit. The minister attended high-level meetings with secretaries of various departments in Lakshadweep administration. The United States has agreed to the idea of taking part in talks involving Iran and world powers with a view to reviving a landmark nuclear deal. Earlier, Iran vowed to limit its nuclear program in return for the lifting of economic sanctions under the 2015 deal. But former President Donald Trump withdrew the U.S. from the deal in 2018, leading Iran to roll back commitments. Now the U.S. has expressed intent to rejoin the deal under President Joe Biden. State Department spokesman Ned Price said the U.S. would accept an invitation from the European Union to meet Iran for talks.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
3 steps to stay protected and stay safe from COVID-19. Wear face mask, 2 gaz ki duri to maintain social distancing, maintain hand and face hygiene.
In Australian Open tennis, Russian fourth seed Daniil Medvedev beat Greece's Stefanos Tsitsipas to set up the men's singles title clash with top seed Novak Djokovic. Medvedev dismantled Tsitsipas in straight sets with the score reading 6-4, 6-2, 7-5 at the Rod Laver Arena. More from our sports desk.
Daniil Medvedev will meet Novak Djokovic in Sunday's Australian Open decider. The fourth-seeded Russian was on another level to the fifth-seeded Greek as he cruised to his 20th straight victory. Earlier, second-seeded pair Elise Mertens of Belgium and Arina Sabalenka of Bulgaria beat Czech Republic's Barbora Krejcikova and Katerina Siniakova 6-2, 6-3 to win the women's doubles title of the Australian Open. In the men's doubles, defending champion Rajiv Ram and Joe will face the Croatian-Slovakian duo Ivan Dodek and Filip Polasek. In mixed doubles semi-finals, Australian Sam Stosur and Matt Ebden have booked their ticket to the mixed doubles, beating the USA and UK pair of Desiree Kurosek and Joe Salisbury. The women's singles final will be played tomorrow, while men's singles will be played on Sunday. In cricket, Krishnappa Gautam emerged as the costliest ever uncapped player in the history of Indian Premier League IPL after CSK bought him for 9.25 crore rupees. Chris Morris fetched 22 times his base price for the highest ever bid of 16.25 crore rupees in the IPL history as Rajasthan Royals picked the South African fast-bowling all-rounder after an intense bidding war with Punjab Kings. Yuvraj Singh has held the previous all-time record with 16 crore rupees which Delhi Daredevils had paid him in 2015. In all, 8 franchises spent 145.3 crore rupees to buy 57 players, including 22 from overseas at the auction. That turned out to be a bowler-friendly one. Meanwhile, the likes of Jason Roy, Aaron Finch, Alex Hales, Alex Carey, Hanuma Vihari, Martin Guptill and others didn't get a single suitor at the auction. In the first Lieutenant Governor Ice Hockey Cup at Leh Ladakh, Scouts Regiment Centre has emerged winner in the men's section, while Kharu has lifted the cup in women's section. Kharu beat the Dhomkar women by 3-1 goal in the penalty shootout, while Ladakh Scouts won the finals, beating the arch rival, the ITBP 3-0. A total of 8 men teams and 5 women teams played for the cup. Anita Anand, Sports Desk.
Now, let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi is likely to have moderate fog. The temperature will hover between 10 and 29 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature will be 22 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 32 degrees. Chennai to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperature will vary between 24 and 31 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will be having partly cloudy sky. City will observe minimum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 30 degrees. Srinagar will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Temperature will hover between 1 and 15 degrees Celsius. Jammu, Leh and Gilgit will have mainly clear sky, while the minimum temperature will be 11 degrees Celsius and maximum 23 degrees. In Jammu, Leh will experience -10 and 6 degrees. Gilgit to have -1 and 20 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will witness mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Temperature will hover between 7 and 25 degrees Celsius.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Farmers being connected with solar sector to make Annadatas as Urjadatas, says Prime Minister. Unveils several projects of power and urban sector in Kerala. Prime Minister says national education policy is a major step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. India successfully conducts joint user trials of indigenously developed Helena and Dhruvastra anti-tank guided missiles. India and China to hold 10th round of Corps Commander level talks tomorrow on Chinese side of line of actual control in Moldo. Security forces eliminate 3 terrorists in an encounter in Jammu and Kashmir. India crosses landmark milestone of over 1 crore vaccine doses administered against COVID-19. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan appeals to all healthcare and frontline workers to take COVID-19 vaccine. Intensified mission Indradhanush 3.0 launched to expand immunization coverage across the country. Go Electric campaign launched to ensure energy security in the country. And in Australian Open tennis, Daniil Medvedev beats Stefanos Tsitsipas to set up men's singles title clash with Novak Djokovic. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.